Hello, hello, hello. It's the RELL Deal Podcast, the RELL Deal. T-Rel, K-Zach. It's been a while. I understand. Sad day in wrestling history. I didn't even want to do a podcast. I didn't even want to do a podcast. I really did.
I made him do the work.
Because, everybody and their mama probably doing a podcast right now, but you're still not better than me. So fuck you. Now, Jim Hellwig, a.k.a. Warrior, Ultimate Warrior, as everybody probably already know, passed away last night. Indicated seems like a massive heart attack. My question is, how the fuck TMZ always know shit?
They're on it. They're on top of it. I mean, I think the first ones to report it were, outside of TMZ, WWE themselves. Triple H put out the initial tweet saying, "We regret to inform you that Warrior, a.k.a. Jim Hellwig, passed away." And it's amazing. For those of you not in the know who watch this, not for more him than wrestling news, the Warrior accepted his Hall of Fame nomination on Saturday, was at WrestleMania Sunday, came back to Raw Monday to thank the fans, and Tuesday left this earth and launched the rocket ship to space one more time.
Let me tell y'all something. The only reason I became a wrestling fan is because of the Warrior. I wasn't a Hulkamaniac, no disrespect to Hulk. I was a Warrior. All day, every day. And me looking at wrestling at an early age with Mr. Freeman, because of course y'all don't know word about it, but he put me on wrestling Saturday mornings. We used to watch it, and you see the most charismatic man ever. I'm not talking about his generation, I'm talking about all generations. And to see him finally bury a hatchet with beef, with Vince, with Hulk, with Hunter. The lasting photos you see is Warrior and Vince hugging. There's a photo just popped out. Hogan, Warrior, buried the hatchet. Nash, Warrior. I think he was at peace. He had nothing else to fight for.
Yeah, he was set to take the job as a WWE social ambassador, which promoting the WWE across the world. I think he, after he'd been able to sign the endorsement deal and basically was given free range to talk at the Hall of Fame, I think gave him the peace of mind that I think he needed.
But you know what, though? It was the most anticipated speech ever. People thought he was going to bash everybody. He did not do no such thing.
He gave a little dig to Vince, a little bit.
I'll play for him, please. Well, trust me. After he still showed Vince love, regardless.
No, he showed everyone love, and that was the thing, is that's the portrait of the Warrior that we get left with. Him being grateful to his fans and being grateful to the organization that made him rich, made him a household name. And while I love the Ultimate Warrior's character, I mean, two of my favorite memories are, number one, watching WrestleMania 6 and watching Hogan put Warrior over to come out to be the first man to hold both the Intercontinental World Heavyweight titles. That's an image that lives on in WrestleMania history. That's an image that lives on in wrestling history.
He's still the only man to hold him simultaneously, by the way.
The second image that I have was going to the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City with my dad to see my second wrestling card ever. And the one of two main events that night was the Ultimate Warrior versus Andre the Giant. Andre being kind of on his last legs. They were touring a series of matches where Andre the Giant hits the ring. And then after about 10 seconds, the Warrior's music hits. He starts booking it down the center aisle. He basically hits Andre with a crossbody block, hits Andre with another crossbody block, finally gets him down, hits the big splash, 1, 2, 3. Bell never even rings. But Warrior's hand is raised. Andre goes off angry. Warrior comes off triumphant. And again, it was the only way that they could really carry Andre through those matches is because it was the last thing. But the thing is that it was important to show and put over the Warrior. Limited skill set or not, and you have to agree, limited skill set, the charisma, the intensity that he brought.
Of course he had a limited skill set. Of course, we all knew that. But as kids, we didn't give a damn.
No.
As kids, he was a superhero.
Right.
Now we know because we know the business.
Right.
Well, back in the day, do you give a damn if he couldn't buy stuff? You just want to win.
Sure.
You just want our superhero to prevail.
Of course. That's why we cheered for Hogan so long. That's why kids still cheer John Cena. Again,
We're not. Excuse me. Don't put. Please. No.
I will put it in
my
the
podcast, my rules. No.
I'll put it in the character because they're both beloved.
John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks.
I'm not going to disagree with you,
John Cena sucks.
But he sells T-shirts to kids.
I could sell a T-shirt to kid if I really wanted to. That's a Warrior. My two favorite moments was one, of course, WrestleMania, Hogan and Warrior. Never been done before. And we're not going to talk about that Halloween Havoc. That doesn't exist. We're gonna
it exists.
But two.
Look in the mirror, Hogan.
Yeah. First time face and face in a WrestleMania. First time face versus face, period.
And it was the tremendous build. It was a perfect build up to that main event.
You remember that 4 or 5 remember minutes. The cockpit promo? You don't remember that promo?
Oh, you're gonna have to refresh my memory on this one.
Man, Hogan. I can't remember the whole promo, but you go down the cockpit, Hogan. And when you do a nose dive, Hogan. As you go down, you will reach across.
No. Goodness.
Trust me, it wasn't near. Trust me, that was amateur hour. So I apologize to my 1, 2 listeners who listen, but that was the first one, and the second one, SummerSlam. Honky Tonk Man coming down. You haven't made a bitch out do shit.
The world's greatest intercontinental champion of all time.
Right, he was for
18 months.
For 18 seconds. Because when that music hit and ran, clothesline, splash, pin, and that's all we wanted as kids. We didn't care about a work rate back then. You know how many wrestlers idolize this man? For all the politics and whatever, we're not going to discuss politics. I don't care. It's not the time for that. For all the wrestlers say, hey, you inspired me.
Yeah, this generation of wrestlers that's in there right now grew up, because they're our age, grew up watching The Warrior and Hogan and Andre and Macho Man. And a lot of folks...
But for the few years Warrior was there, he made the biggest impact.
Right, and like I said, we honor the memory of the Ultimate Warrior. Having said that, Jim Hellwig was batshit crazy.
Of course he was crazy. And I like it. He ran to the beat of his own drum. He was very, his convictions are strong.
True.
He was perfect for after wrestling because he didn't need to get back to wrestling. He didn't need all of that. He was perfect. You see his daughters, man. You know how devoted father he was, a devoted husband. You don't see that in wrestling. Back in the day with wrestling characters, people. You don't see that, but he still kept a level head about that. Yeah, he said some crazy stuff. He has his own, his own life, his own word. That's him.
Yeah, one of my least favorite memories is that recording of him getting booed off a college lecture tour.
Well, that's because he said homosexuals will ruin the world.
Oh.
And we're not going to talk about that because he kind of, I'm not going to say he made a point, but when he tried to explain something, that hey, if everybody's homosexual, you can't procreate. So if you can't procreate, it doesn't exist. Now, we're not going to go there.
No, we're not getting into that.
You know, technically, it is kind of correct. I'm not saying he was right in saying it, but if you think about it, again, I'm not bashing gays. I don't, what y'all do? I really don't give a damn. But this ain't the time to bash. I understand that's what you don't like about it.
No, we remember Jim Howard for the good and the bad. We remember the Ultimate Warrior mostly for the good. And the good that he did for us as kids, giving us a hero. So, hats off to the Warrior. We love you. All right, rest in peace.
Now, there's going to be a bunch of conspiracy theorists out there.
Of course.
I'm going to put it to you like this. Shut the fuck up.
Fair enough. Let the man rest.
You know, there's no, you know, he didn't do the autopsy all day long. He was very religious on his body. Yeah, of course he took steroids. Back in the day, who didn't? But he still kept in shape. He wasn't doing drugs. He wasn't drinking. He basically, what happened, he was leaving the hotel in Arizona, going to the car. Before he got in the car, he collapsed. Now, y'all remember the Raw. And it's so surreal because I've seen him live in Hall of Fame. I've seen him live at Raw. And I'm not going to say he was like everybody else. Oh, he was frail. If y'all thought about that much, then y'all should have said something. But y'all didn't. Shut up. But I think he gave one of the best promos, best inspirational message because he was a motivational speaker. And I'm going to read this real quick and we're going to move on. No WWE talent becomes a legend on their own. Every man's heart one day beats its final beat. His lungs breathe its final breath. And if what a man did in his life makes the blood pulse through the body of others and makes them believe deeper in something larger than life, then his essence, his spirit will be immortalized by the storytellers, by the loyalty, by the memory of those who honor him and make the running the man did live forever. You, okay, I ain't gonna put the you part. You are the legend makers of Ultimate Warrior.
Pointing to the audience.
We, you know what I'm saying? He gave credit where credit is due. In the back, I see many potential legends, some of them with warrior spirits, and you will do the same for them. You will decide if they live with the passion and intensity, so much so that you will tell your stories and you will make them legends. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that's a precursor for anything, but think about it, ladies and gentlemen. With the DVD that came out, Destruction, we still stood by Warrior. Yeah, there was some haters, there were some detractions, but you got to think about this, though. Dissect that DVD, because it's been dissected many, many times, and there was so many inaccuracies. Trust me, I've done it. But for the man, just like I put on my Facebook post, yeah, we all know this is a predetermined sport. We know that. We're not dumb. But a man's still a man. He lives and breathes, and that's real. And what he gave out there from the Hall of Fame, from Raw, Monday night, he gave his all. That was his love. His love was wrestling. And it hurt him so much with that chastising. Now, the DVD coming out, I will be watching it. But I think he came home. I think when he was there, he was home.
Right. It was a moment of peace, and it was a moment of peace for a lot of folks.
Give my condolences to the family. I know the loving wife and definitely beautiful two little girls, beautiful girls, man. It has to be hard. I can't even imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, we're right. We, like the rest of the wrestling world, are stunned and saddened by this tragic turn of events, and we know that there's a lot of good memories tied to him, and I think that's what we're going to remember the most. Getting past all the politics, all the BS, we remember the spirit of the Warrior, and that's what we want to pay tribute today.
Ultimate Warrior put butts in the seats.
That's true.
Ultimate Warrior created a generation of fans that to this day, 18 years from the last time he was at any WWE event, anything, 18 years, and we still talk about him?
Yeah.
The crowd erupts. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. So all the shit he did, and of course nobody's perfect, but when you leave a lasting impression, lasting memory. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just say it. He's a Bruce Lee of wrestling because people will talk about him forever.
Fair enough. All right, well, we have spent enough time eulogizing the Warrior. Let's go ahead and eulogize a couple of other things as we move into WrestleMania 30.
Why? We don't know why. Everybody else did shit. Why we gotta do it? It's old.
Because it's
because we're not gonna talk about match to match because y'all already know. People already just gave y'all all that shit already. Right. I don't care anymore. We're gonna go through the main, and everybody know the two mains. Well, let's just say three. Except for the trophy getting broke the next day.
Well, like I said, we need to talk about. I do think we need to talk about the card some because it's the direction of where they're going. Everybody
already did that.
I'm just saying we don't have to go through it match by match, but we do need to talk about the direction and who the bright stars were of that show.
This is the RELL Deal Podcast. We're trying to bring stuff to y'all at a futuristic level. Right. So, start off.
Cesaro.
MVP for 2014. I already called it.
I love the fact that he's a Paul Heyman guy.
We didn't get to that yet. You said WrestleMania first.
Well, like I said, we're going through it. We talked Cesaro.
Let's put it like this. Let's go to the. Yeah, they had a tag match. Okay, yeah, the pre-show. Sorry for my Canadian ladies and gentlemen who couldn't see the pre-show because they put it on the network. I think they put it on YouTube. I'm not so sure. The Real Americans, Usos,
Matadores, and Ryback.
The two jobbers were stars. So you already know Usos won.
Right.
The breakup. Cesaro Swagger. I like what they did in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I like that they limited just them two breaking up and not the Shield and not the Rose Brothers. I like that happened because the crowd was fully getting behind Cesaro. Let's segue into the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Everybody and their mama thought Big Show was one, but I was like, nah. They showcased him too much.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love the homage to Andre and Hogan.
Yeah.
I love the homage when Cesaro body slam show out the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great moment to watch, to see a guy's star rise instantly, to see a guy's stock rise instantly.
Especially with the crowd, especially with the WrestleMania Raw crowd.
Right. It's already been up there, and now they crown the King of Swing.
These are the hardest of the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
You're not going to get BS past them. You're not. It's not going to happen. They know a star when they see it. And Cesaro definitely earned one of the stars that night.
Right. He's been on the rise for a while, and I think it's been hard to get him the character. But once they finally respected his ability, he jumped on it, and he's got a rocket pack strapped to his back, and it's going up to the top. So congratulations to Cesaro. And
congratulations to WWE for finally seeing a shining star.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know everybody's talking about this one. And I was shocked too. You should see my face when this happened. Yes, the streak was gone.
Oh.
Now, you know what? Let me say something about that. Because I thought about that last night. I thought about it. Well, not like the night before, like whatever, shit. I thought about it that night. I'm still fucked up about the passing, so forgive me. I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I think it was a good idea. Trying to take it to have the streak broken. Let me tell you why. Now, number one, I don't think the old saying is the streaks are made to be broken. So I really didn't want him to have an undefeated streak because it's like people are going to start thinking, well, since he knows he's going to lose, he's not going to fight. You always want that. It was, okay, who's going to beat him? Who's going to beat him? Now people say, no, not Brock. What Brock? He's just a part-timer. The reason I say it was pretty good that Brock did it because it legitimized him as a badass. Because now Brock has that streak. And they keep him unstoppable because now when the next man beats him, it's going to instantly give that person credibility. Because Undertaker don't wrestle anymore like that. He does once a year. So there's no one left. Okay, what you want, Cena or Sting? Cena, I don't think so.
Sting.
Hold on,
Sting.
I'm gonna get to that. Cena, I don't think so because it won't benefit him at all. It won't, not at all, not even close.
No.
He has his own legend.
Right.
And yeah, I don't like the man, but I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. He has his own legend. Sting, no, hell no. First of all, Sting and Undertaker's 7 years past their damn prime.
10 years past.
There you go. And you don't want to put a streak on the line against Sting. First of all, Vince ain't gonna have that because that's still a WCW product. And plus, no one in their right mind is gonna think Sting would win because Vince is not putting a WCW guy over. Not at all. Not against his WWE product. Homegrown.
I'm going to agree with you there. I know Sting would not go over The Undertaker at WrestleMania with the streak on the line. No,
so the last one left was Brock. You remember this also, and this is from Insider News, 2010. Brock and Taker are boys. And it was at one time, Taker said, I want you. I will put you over. Yes, 4 years down the line. But it could have been, they say it was already made a decision about months ago, and they kept a good secret until that last hour. The betting lines were starting to go switch because somebody found out.
Right.
But it could be where Taker was just like, I can't do it. You've seen him. He's put together. He's Dr. Operation in real life, man.
Right.
So every year, his body is battered, bruised, beat up, stitched up, taped up, glued up, whatever have you. And he had a concussion right there in the match. Brock had to carry that match. And you know what? For Brock not being a full-time, for him having to carry a match, everybody can say the match was bad. I think the match was okay. Because Brock had to literally and physically carry Undertaker through the match. Yes, if Undertaker did not get in concussion, of course the match would be 100 times better.
Sure.
But things happen. Undertaker is still in his 50s, man.
49.
Whatever. 50s. He's up there any damn way.
It's close.
And you see how he went in the ring. You seen it. He looked like a broken down man.
Right. We're not going to lie. No amount of spray tan is going to cover up surgical scars, and no amount of tattoos and eyeliner is going to disguise the fact that he is a 49-year-old man battling what is the beast incarnate. I mean,
it was only fitting for it to be Brock as I think more about it. Because that next man, if it's Daniel Bryan, they shouldn't wrestle until like a year. If it's anybody else, guess what? Just like Heyman's promo on Monday, he's the one in 21.
How good was that promo?
So when you label him as the one, he's going to have to go through a lot. He's going to have to just break down people until that one to beat him will solidify that man. It might be Cesaro. It's been talked so Brock and Cesaro. That's why they put him as a Paul Heyman guy. You never know.
Could be Roman Reigns. If you want to launch a guy, you got a year to build him, man. Hell, you got a good-looking cat, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, mark my words, is the next Rock.
You heard first from the RELL Deal Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
You got to watch this. I mean, think about all the stars that came out shining from WrestleMania, win or lose. The Wyatts. How beloved was Bray Wyatt in that ring that night? Watching
that kind of pissed me off that Cena won, though. I guess he won his WrestleMania win, but I would like to if Bray wants to legitimize him. I know they didn't lose anything by losing. I know he didn't.
No,
thank God, because usually when you lose a Cena, you lose shit and you fall back. But Bray Wyatt is one of the best promos out there. Heyman won. Bray Wyatt 1A.
And and Bray Wyatt is as goofy as he looks. He's crazy phenomenal.
He's not goofy. He's not goofy at all. He plays the part perfectly.
But I mean,
the crab
his build is not what you'd expect.
The crab walk is awesome.
Right, his build is not what you expect it to be, but he's agile.
He's getting better at the crab walk too.
He's clever, man.
He getting better at the crab walk.
No kidding,
Remember
man.
the first time he fell?
Yeah.
And then now he can go almost happily on.
Yep. It's great to watch, and it's good to see him.
Oh, I love that crab when he did the crab up. When Cena was trying to do the 5-knuckle shuffle. Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
It was
so
beautifully.
much.
It was beautifully timed.
I was hoping Cena would turn heel right there. I was
And
like,
that's what they're building to. When we get to Extreme Rules next month, it's going to be a brutal, brutal match, and you're going to see a little bit more of that monster Cena turn out. It's going to be fun.
I definitely hope Cena turns heel. Yeah, it might not happen because
I don't think you can get a heel turn on him, but you're definitely going to see a real ugly side of that guy, and it's going to.
Well, maybe that's the change people need. Maybe he has to change to freshen them up.
Right.
So and you know, again, back to the streak. I think it was a good way to end the streak. Yeah, it was a shock. That will be. Except for that will be one of the top 2 moments of all time. The first one was when Shane McMahon walked the WCW Nitro. Them 2 right there will be talked about for life.
Yeah, I mean outside of a Hogan match,
that's what they want.
Outside of a Hogan Rock or Austin moment, yeah, you're looking at a huge moment, and it does.
Huge is not. It's too huge for the word huge. When you see people, I got up out of my chair and looked at my TV for about a minute and a half. Yeah, I thought I was a fan. I thought I was like the judge. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Did I see that? What the fuck happened?
Yeah, what did I just see? And
so, you know, we had definitely a bunch of good stars. So, Brock, they have to, WWE can't mess this up. They have to keep him unstoppable until that one. They can't do a Daniel Bryan match in Extreme Rules and Daniel Bryan because that would just be a waste of it.
No, it's not the time. I mean, you're probably looking at the next big one at SummerSlam. Whoever's champion at that time, hopefully
Daniel Bryan will be champion. So I called it first. So, and segue to Daniel Bryan. Yes. We all knew.
Listen.
We all knew it was going to happen, but we were still on the edge of our seats because we didn't really know.
No,
we didn't know.
We didn't know how they were going to do it.
And man, powerbomb RKO. Well, okay, powerbomb half RKO because Randy did kind of miss that RKO, and his back
into that monitor.
The monitor, the MVP of WrestleMania.
Woo!
Batista didn't look that bad. Randy, of course, is Randy. You know, he can shine when he wants to, so he was good. Daniel Bryan, he definitely played the underdog part too well.
Yeah.
Yes.
They booked it beautifully. They booked it nicely to where everyone got their spots in, and I mean, it looked unstoppable for Daniel Bryan to overcome the entire authorities, overcome Batista, to overcome Randy Orton, working as a unit to destroy Daniel Bryan. It looked just painful, and it was for Randy.
And then when you see Raw on Monday with the whole crowd chanting, yes. Look, he did a Malcolm X. And for those y'all don't know about, Malcolm X, shame on you. But for those who know about him but don't know the details, at that time where he just raised one finger and a group of people just walked away. Learn. Watch Malcolm X, Denzel Washington version, by the way. But all Daniel Bryan had to do is that in the crowd. Yes. He didn't do nothing. That's all he had to do. So that was a beautiful moment in the beginning of Raw.
Yeah.
And the youth movement. Monday Night Youth.
Yeah. We're looking at the NXT takeover.
Now remember, I give props again. I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. That's all Triple H. NXT is Triple H's baby.
Yeah. Watching the developing stars come to life. I'm curious to see what they do with Adam Rose.
Adam Rose been ready for a while. His skill set is great. It's just character. So hopefully with this new character, when it's hot, I guess they're doing it when it's hot. Let's get him out. Bo Dallas, he's not the greatest worker. I know he has charisma, so that's what we got to see. Rusev, I think he's going to be a flash in the pan. He's short. They're trying to make an unstoppable person, but
so is Taz.
They're two different things. Taz built his reputation on ECW. You bringing in Rusev is brand new. That's like a 70s, 80s gimmick of what they're doing to him. I don't think it has a long shelf life. I don't think
it has a long shelf life, but again,
somebody step from there. Somebody step to John Cena. He's gonna look like a little midget.
I'm just saying.
Don't let us at the Big Show. Oh, it's already over there.
Just let the man's ability speak for itself.
I don't think he has that much ability. I think he's playing. I don't think he can bring. Yeah, he can bring something to the table for a little bit. And the act, I guess people are gonna hate him, of course. Yeah, it's already stereotyped.
He's a commie.
So, but I don't know. For those three, I think Bo Dallas is because he's younger. Remember, and Rome's real name Kruger. He's just like 34, in his mid-30s, almost there, so he's up there.
Right.
Now, I'll just trump them all and just say Paige, because I kind of don't like they change the title that quick. I like the chase. I always love the chase.
But wasn't it nice to see AJ Lee pull the CM Punk?
The best diva in the world.
Mm-hmm.
She said,
I am the savior of the Divas organization.
No, she said she is the diva division. And you know what? For a while she was. I can't say she wasn't. And it's not her fault. WWE don't know how to see. Me and my one of my coworkers talking to Wrestlemania, and we were seeing, we're leading the Hall of Fame. Lita was the last of the generation, the last of the because Trish retired, and then it was Lita a couple months later.
Well,
Lita was the last of the generation.
There were so many amazing women at the time that Lita was wrestling because you had Trish. You had Lita.
You had Victoria.
You had Mickey James. You had Victoria. You had Jazz. You had women who could work, and you had the trainer who got them all working in shape, Fit Finlay.
Well, you had you have Sarah Del Rey now. She's a good trainer. If you see women's matches at NXT, you don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm not saying that it's not a good trainer. I'm saying that
they trying to have Barbie dolls, then train Barbie dolls. I never liked it. I mean, athletes. I want you to have athletes you can get a pretty athlete, but you can't get a model turn wrestler. I'm sorry, it just don't look right. There's only
Trish was an exception,
but she trained her butt off though. She trained her
Victoria
off. Victoria wasn't a model.
She was a fitness model. She was a fitness model when she started.
Athletic. She wasn't no little prima donna model. She was fitness because she was athletic.
I'm just saying, you put Fit Finlay in that ring, putting the boots to him. And I think you got the work rate.
Let's just watch Glow.
I miss Glow. I like Glow.
But Paige coming out. You got Emma. They finally showcased a little bit of what she can do because she has athleticism.
Yeah,
she do. And I like the entrance. I love it. I like it.
Yeah.
But get her the fuck away from Santino because they making him a fucking comedy act. No. Let her do her own thing.
I think you're good. Again,
Santino wants to fuck. Emma said no. That's basically what the storyline is.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Basically it's the promise of a new tomorrow. Finally, I think they're listening finally to their fan base on the internet who's been more vocal than anything, and that's why you're seeing the guys who are going on top going over.
I think we're going to see a War Games in Extreme Rules.
You think?
I hope so. Vince never liked it because it was a WCW product.
Mm-hmm.
But Triple H loves it. And think about what he said in the Raw. You want a war?
All right.
I want War Games.
I love the concept. For those of you who aren't as old school as we are, War Games is a match concept where you have two wrestling rings surrounded by a steel cage with a 10-man almost, I don't want to say tag because it's
been so long. I have to actually watch it again.
But it's almost an entire brawl. Basically, you will have a point where you'll have up to 10 men in a ring, and it's a really brutal match.
Well, this one will be 8. The Shield and Daniel Bryan. And Evolution with Kane.
Yeah.
And yes, I said Evolution because reunited, just except for Ric Flair. We might see him soon.
Who knows? Why not?
Might as well. Just make it a full reunion. So, Raw was great. They did a rating of 3.70. The highest rating says Raw 1000.
Mm-hmm. And a chant for 3MB.
And you know, whoop, man, we want to talk about the crowd in a second.
Oh!
It's like they went against the NCAA championship game, so that's real good for them. Real good to have a 3-7.
Yeah.
Now,
you even had Jon Stewart talking about the Undertaker Street in the Daily Show.
Yeah. Now, the crowd.
I love post-WrestleMania crowds.
The UK crowd is the best crowds ever.
UK and Canada. And Jersey.
Hometown, baby.
Oh.
The crowd don't. Hey, why do you think they cut Usos and Randy Orton and Batista short?
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck. They would change Justin Rock. They would change everything else. And remember what happened last year with Randy Orton and Randy.
I think he's still trying to forget.
So they chanted sweeper, sweep when they swept the trophy. They would chant sweep, thank you, sweeper. So I was like, holy shit. They did a commercial, WWE did a commercial when they were thanking the fans, and guess what fans said? You are welcome. We are awesome. That's us.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, we're going off the cuff. We're just going in and out.
But
we're not doing the chronological thing. We're just going in and out.
Right. Just God bless the WWE universe.
Yes.
And finally, and bless the booking committee for finally listening to what people had to say, because Well,
let's just hold on.
Daniel was.
Let's not give him all credit yet. Let's see if it lasts, because we can have one or two things. Daniel Bryan can be a strong champion, or Daniel Bryan could be another Rey Mysterio.
And buried in the mid card with everyone else who was
even when he had the belt, he was buried.
Yeah. So
let's hold the applause. Give me till June, and then we can talk on that part. Now, Cesaro! Paul Heyman. Oh, my motherfucking God. Paul Heyman.
Not one, but 2 wins that night.
Paul Heyman. The bragging promo. Oh, my. He's not here for you to cheer. He's here to make little children cry. And he barely tolerates me. He even played to the what? Even though it wasn't that loud. But he played to the what? Oh, y'all didn't hear me? Let me sing slower. 27 and 1. Oh, 21-1, sorry.
21-1, sorry.
I
wanted him to take 7 more years.
I wanted him to finish, so But Paul Heyman is a wrestling promoted managerial god.
Yeah,
that's it. That's Paul Heyman. You with him, you're legitimate.
Right. Paul Heyman guy. If you
he bragged his ass off, and you know what? It was legit brag.
Right.
It was legit brag. He put all the good points in and exit stage left.
Right. And outside of CM Punk, the best mouth in the
You know what? He was total heel when you came in. He came out face after the promo. So when Cesaro said, Paul Heyman guy, Paul Heyman came out in a tremendous ovation.
To a post-WrestleMania crowd.
So we don't even know what's going on if Cesaro's gonna be face or heel, because of the dynamic of Paul Heyman.
Right.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely, and we will be watching to see what Paul Heyman says next.
So it was definitely an awesome Hall. How are we gonna forget the Hall of Fame? Lita, I love you. Like you. It was a nice speech. I loved it. It was great. It went a little too long, but it was still great though.
Yeah. I'm
just gonna skip to the main ones.
No.
I don't remember. Who was next after Lita?
Right after Lita, wasn't that Jake?
I don't think so. That was a good question.
No, I think it was Jake.
Let me pull it up. Yes, this is live, so shit.
Sorry.
Ain't no damn.
But anyway, while he's pulling that up, now let's talk Jake Roberts for a minute.
Jake Roberts, look, masturbating your emotions. Jake put his life, his heart, his soul in that speech, man. You cannot doubt.
Being grateful for what you have. Diamond Dallas Page saved his life, and you could tell the gratitude in his voice, in his face, with his expressions. Jake has been Jake has been to hell and back. And quite frankly, even Scott Hall put it best on his Twitter when he said, I would have put money on either me or Jake beating.
They both should have died a long time ago.
Beating Ultimate Warrior to heaven, not the Warrior.
They both should have died. No disrespect. They should have died a long time ago.
Right.
And DDP, give all credit to DDP and DDP Yoga and what he stands for. They lived in his house. I know wasn't the greatest, greatest roommating, but the program works. And Jake the Snake, this is the part I hate about crowds. Because Jake the Snake's pouring his heart out. Wrestling was the woman he never cheated on. And I hear a crowd laughing. The fuck is so funny? He poured his heart out. Like, for real. This man been through so much. Remember, in wrestling, he was one of the greatest talkers then. His psychological speaking. Y'all would never understand.
If you haven't had an opportunity to go back and watch some of Jake's promo work, do so. Because he never had to shout. He never had to scream. The man just talked, looked you straight in the eye, and it was fear incarnate.
I even said, this is why I whisper, because when I whisper, you listen. Because you don't want to know what I have to say. So, in his speech, you didn't hear him yell.
No.
Well, he probably can't, but he didn't yell. He poured his heart out, man, and much love. That gave me a lot. That just gave me utmost respect for Jake Roberts, man. Whatever he's been through, whatever, right now, this is, give all glory. The odds were he's supposed to be dead. And, he's an inspiration. He should be an inspiration to a lot of people, because if he can do it, you can do it also, whatever you're going through.
Yeah, I do DDP yoga. I will speak for it, and
I'm not flexible enough to do DDP yoga. Sorry.
You should try it. It's because again, the program is about making it your own, being your own, and owning your own.
Well, let me borrow the damn DVDs then.
I have to do that.
I'll have to burn it. Just be cheap about it.
But no, DDP yoga, the program works, and I will endorse it wholeheartedly from here to Timbuktu. So.
Now, Paul Bearer, beautiful. Glenn Jacobs. Okay, Kane, for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Jacobs, masterful job.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell why he can be a politician.
Mm-hmm.
And the Undertaker tribute.
Yeah.
Now,
the Undertaker never comes out for these things. Of course not. He never comes out. He never does it. And that time he did, because Paul Bearer, Bill Moody, he deserved the respect of everyone who he talked to, everyone he ran into, from Texas all the way down to Memphis, all the way across the world. Percy Pringle III, William Moody, is one of the most respected guys of all time. Yep. And, he was funny, he was talented, and he was a sweetheart guy. And
he was the man.
And it was beautiful to watch two guys who loved him. And, I imagine that, old Mick Foley was in tears over there, too, watching. Just seeing some guys pay tribute to a really good man. And, Paul's missed, too.
Enough said. Now, do you love your mama?
I love Mr. T's mama.
Man, 25 minutes. Jesus, mama.
I'm so sorry.
I love your mama, Mr. T. Now, for all that, man, I love your mama.
Oh.
Even on Father's Day, man.
What?
President's Day.
What?
Valentine's Day.
What? Barber Day.
Boxing Day.
Guy Fox Day.
Mr. T, much love to you, man. And Carl's Cologne. This is why I wish the fans would. This is what I wish the fans would have done. And I know I'm being a hypocrite because fans get my nerves at certain points. But at this point, I kind of wish they chanted Bruiser Brody.
Let's just say that Vince is getting some tapes in exchange for this one.
Well, we know that, but you can't stop the crowd.
But
I think,
although a credit where credit's due, Carlito's introduction. I go away for 3 years, I'm coming back, and they said, hey, we got the Hispanic song, we got to cut time. Some things never change. Good on ya!
And that's why he will never get a job with WWE. But I wish I would have changed.
That being said, the crowd was very happy to see him.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
I wish they would have changed Bruce Brody though.
Yeah.
Because that little cover up.
Mm-hmm. All right. Moving on. Razor Ramon, say hello to the bad guy.
I wish they said Scott Hall. Shit. What are they
No,
gonna do?
not
They're
yet.
gonna do Scott Hall. They're gonna have him and then Scott Hall too. They got
3 words. NWO.
Oh, that'll be 2 years from now. But short and sweet. Nice. He did it short because, of course, with Mr. T's mom, he had to cut time short. Mr. T's mom, man, I tell you.
But yeah, again, to see not only
He
one but
looked
two.
good. They both look good.
Two DDP guys going in.
Yep.
And the fact is that if do take a look at ESPN's 30 for 30 portrayal of Scott Hall and look at him then and look at him now. You know, he's coming through.
Correct.
And it's good to see. It's good to see these guys save their own lives, and it's good to see that the fans love them and support them for it. And you know, not once and the whole time have I heard last call Scott Hall. I haven't heard it in a couple of years. So you know, kudos to Scott for getting clean. Kudos to the Clique for welcoming their brother in, and kudos to Vince for having the vision to go ahead and allow Razor Ramon to check into the Hall of Fame. So say hello to the bad guy.
That's right. All right. Well, that's going to be enough WWE. We definitely had a great week. The week was freaking awesome. I'm sad that it had to end on a sad note.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's talk about one success though. The WWE Network. I know you have your subscription. I've got mine too. How are you enjoying your network?
I was watching it when you came.
Yeah.
You interrupted me with Dan watching it. I was watching
WrestleMania
6 because it Ultimate Warrior, damn it. But they got over 670,000 subscribers.
Which they're short of their main, but
no, they actually are not short because at the end of the year they want 1 million. And I can see them doing that. And especially now, this is great for them. Think about it. This is just the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine when it gets overseas. Imagine.
Yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, it's a must. It's a must-have. And more than likely, if you're watching this podcast, you are a wrestling fan, and you already have.
So all my 20 listeners, yes.
And the thing is that we're enjoying watching.
Oh, of course, I love it.
We're enjoying watching stuff that we haven't gotten to see, stuff that we missed out on. I know I had to miss a lot of ECW, and I'm getting to see all those great matches. I can see Hogan versus Warrior one more time. I can see Steamboat versus Savage anytime. I can see just really good stuff, and we get, and not to mention all the NXT stuff. You get to see
main event, live
programming, old school.
WCCW.
Oh,
so you know,
God bless
the universe. I mean, the network. WrestleMania went off without a hitch. I didn't get any freezes.
It was no freeze. The transfer was perfect.
The picture, it had a buffer sometimes, but that's fine. It's new. It's new. Yeah, they had ROH and other promotions had their pay-per-view, iPay-per-view, but this one was great. I can't complain.
Yeah.
For $10, motherfucker, you can't complain.
Kudos to Vince for giving the fans the over-the-top network that they want. The service started out a little spotty, but it's coming through, and it's giving the fans exactly what they want, and the fans are going to pay any price that Vince wants for it, and if you're a wrestling fan,
I don't know, because I'm not paying more than $9.99.
Oh, it's gonna go up after
shit. We talk about that then, and that'd be the only network where you only can see CM Punk.
Oh! Oh no, he was on AMC. He was on AMC's Talking Dead.
I'm talking about
made appearances. Phil Brooks.
So CM Punk wasn't there. Phil Brooks was there.
Oh God.
We're not going to talk about Punk because everybody.
Well, we didn't get the chance. We've been off the air for a little while, so we need to just
know what's going on. So, but there's no elephant anymore. Look, let me just keep it real for all y'all motherfuckers who keep chanting CM Punk. I like him too. I like him too. Don't get me wrong. But he walked out. He did to himself. We don't know why, and I'm not going to. I ain't blaming nobody. But for the people who mad because they don't see CM Punk. You can't be mad at WWE. And when they try to hijack the show, guess what? Y'all got punked. WWE played that shit lovely. But we can't get mad at WWE for something CM Punk did because we don't know what happened at all.
No.
Do we want him back? Damn straight, of course.
Right, and that's why we keep chanting his name.
Still, stop chanting shit.
No.
Let's pay. Look, we got people there who need our support also.
Right, but like I said, I keep chanting CM Punk.
I'm a chant. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
I keep chanting CM Punk because he got people talking. He got people listening, and he got the fan base to be vocal again.
Then he needed to bring his punk ass back.
When he's ready, man. When he's ready.
Then I'll be too late because the youth movement, and Darren Brown should thank CM Punk because if it wasn't for CM Punk leaving, he would have been with Sheamus and nothing. Again. So CM Punk, kudos to you for standing your ground, whatever your reason was.
And kudos to you for stepping aside and letting Daniel Bryan.
He said it was Daniel Bryan's year, so kudos. I'm not bash you at all. I will never bash.
No, man.
Kudos, but the fans, relax, man.
Yeah.
It's he left. Nobody knows why. So stop with conspiracy theories and stop speculating. Nobody knows why. Only two people who know is Punk and Vince
and Triple H.
So that's it,
There were the three guys in the room when Punk said he was taking his ball and going.
So, we got a couple of minutes. What else are we talking about?
TNA downsizing, the rising of the Jarrett promotion.
Hey, we were talking about tits and ass?
Were we?
I'd rather talk about tits and ass than the wrestling promotion.
Well, I'm just saying, Angelina Love's come back.
She looks frail. She won't pass on anything. Nah, Beautiful People 2.0 was back. I'm not a fan. I think that their act is played. It's kind of played its course. I don't know.
Look. TNA is failing as a promotion, even though they have such a good roster and it's going down the tubes.
Now they don't have a good roster anymore because people keep leaving
because they won't pay them.
I sense a WCW all over again. Even with Jeff Jarrett's promotion, hey, you got competition with that.
Well, let's just say that when they jump from A, maybe there's a place to go.
There's always going to be a place to go. So we'll see what Jeff Jarrett has in store. The reality show coming up to try to get talent, that's going to be interesting.
Sure.
And there's no network yet, but it looks like CNT is in the top running for the promotion. What's the promotion called? Global. Sorry, man. Sorry, y'all.
We apologize. Again, we're live.
Brand new shit.
Yeah.
We wasn't supposed to talk about this. I wasn't supposed to be on the band podcast today. He made me.
That's right. I'm making him work. I'm making him work for you people.
See?
You people who missed him. You missed him.
My three people? That's what I'm talking about.
Hey.
Good job, my three people.
Hey.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Hey, what's up?
But yeah, it's a fun. I think it's a fun time in wrestling, and we just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
Right. We got a running start. So long as the fans stay vocal behind the people that you support, they're gonna keep putting them on TV.
That's correct. So we're gonna see.
And they're not gonna be put into a battle royal like Ziggler, like Sandow.
We can't talk about. We don't have too much time to talk about mid cards.
We don't.
Let's just hope this year with the post-Mania. This usually is a post-Mania letdown.
Yeah.
Let's hope it rises just a little bit so we can, still enjoy this ride longer and longer.
Let's see who rises to the top, man. So.
Hey, that's what happens. So, again, this is the RELL Deal Podcast. We spoke out here for about 55 minutes.
Cool.
We're not going to go an hour because we have to end on a note.
Thanks for staying with us.
And definitely thank you again. It's been a while, I understand. You can reach me at RELL Deal Podcast. I have my Gmail is rdealpodcast@gmail.com. You can get me at Rel Burwell or at Facebook. If you want more information, you want to follow me, that's fine. Want to friend me, that's cool as well. Any plugs you want to plug?
You can catch me on deepelemonair.com every Sunday from 1 to 2 p.m. for Jedi Goddess Presents, our new radio show about film geekery, and all kinds of good stuff. Basically, me shooting my mouth off with two of my friends, and it's a good time. So, anyway, you can also check out the organization I support, www.artlovemagic.com. Hi, can't even see it, but hey, good folks, good organization for arts in the DFW area. So, Anyway,
Also, definitely subscribe to the channel, man. I do have to get back on the ball with my podcast.
I'm gonna put him to work, folks.
I'm trying to do
I'm
more.
gonna put him to work.
It's gonna be more than just wrestling, and I'm gonna try to do it on audio format. So, if y'all like it, definitely comment, do a like, tell people, let us know what we can do to better give you that experience. And on that note, it's only fitting.
Rest in peace, Jim Hellwig. Condolences to you and your family. The WWE and the WWE Universe to miss him terribly. You shaking those ropes to heaven, my friend. All right, man.
Shake it up.
Come on, man. I know. Wow.